Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
Now, another presidential contender is John McAfee. You probably have him on your computer right now, McAfee antivirus software. And you guys probably heard about this Apple deal. The police, the FBI more specifically, are saying that they want to get into the phone of these San Bernardino shooters. And they're saying, hey, Apple, we want you to open a back door into your iOS. And Apple's saying, I'm not going for it. Once again, I know Apple has been involved in the PRISM scandal. Edward Snowden brought us that information. So I don't completely trust Apple, but just assuming that they're on the up and up on this, John McAfee says, not only can I hack into this, I can tell you how to do this over a TV screen, and FBI, you can do it in about 30 minutes. And so he took to the air, and he is one of the 12 candidates vying for the Libertarian Party nomination to run for president this year. And he said, hey, if you guys want to do it, I'll tell you how. He goes into detail. You can see those videos online. Says FBI, you don't need, all this other backdoor hacking to get into the phone. You can do it quite easily if you so desired. And that's why there's a lot of speculation going on out there that Apple or the feds wanted more than just this one phone. We've seen reports that they had many phones lined up. It's like, well, hell, since you're already opening this phone, it's like, why you have the oven on? Why don't you throw all this other stuff in there? And Apple's like, no, we don't really want to go for that, FBI. So if you are on the up and up, Apple, I do respect your resilience to this, what I would say, an overreach, a backdoor intrusion to technology that already has enough backdoors into it. Now I want to give you guys an update on the story I did last year. You guys may recall they were bringing in a lot of refugees, not just to the state of Texas, but Austin in particular. And there's one high school that actually Alex went to, and they were bringing a lot of them in there. And they had so many Arabic students they needed to get teachers from the local universities. Kids or graduate students would come and volunteer from UT to teach the kids, how to speak English, the ESL program. And while I do understand why people are coming here, we see so many domestic conflicts, or foreign conflicts that involve, Syria, Pakistan, Yemen. And if I lived in Yemen and Pakistan, I had to worry about a drone blowing up my wedding party, I'd want to leave too. If I lived in, Syria and I had to worry about the U.S. giving rocket launchers and grenades to Al-Qaeda and ISIS, I'd want to leave too. So I'm not knocking people who come here, but I definitely believe there is a legal and lawful way to do that. That's one of the reasons I agree with John McAfee. I like his immigration policy, and you guys can go read that if you are interested in that. And basically, it's just a more streamlined process. I'm not a fan of the catch and release programs. I think why don't we get rid of some of these catch and release programs and just streamline it so it's easier for people to get into the country. Or even if you are declined, much sooner, and why if you want to remedy that situation. That's a very long-winded way of saying that Travis County, where Austin is, they have commissioners, and they're urging immigrants to be ready for deportation relief programs. And this is a county judge, Eckhart. She released a public service announcement urging immigrants in Travis County to prepare for the U.S. Supreme Court's decision on President Barack Obama's deportation relief programs. So it could all be coming to an end. I'm not a fan of, rounding people up, driving around the wagons and throwing people in the back. But if they do encounter law enforcement for whatever reason, if they're a violent felon, I have no issue deporting a violent felon, convicted violent felon. I don't see any reason why we should be housing those people here if they're here illegally. Now, talking about illegal activity abroad, we see Boko Haram, terrorist organizations, and now we see 76 starving Boko Haram members are surrendering to the Nigerian military. And basically, it's gotten so bad that the guys are putting down the AKs in order to get a sandwich, and they're reporting to military headquarters, and they're just turning themselves in because they're starving to death. But it's not just Boko Haram. There are many good, innocent people that are caught up in this as well. And we see the Central African Republic. They have violence that is leaving the kids hungry out there. So as wars often do, they do bring a lot of violence, and crops are destroyed, lives are destroyed, farmlands are destroyed. And that's one of the things that they're dealing with. And also a very important story that I think is very important. It's a journalist who is broadcasting her own arrest. Now, I've been out in the field, many of the guys have as well. You encounter, law enforcement or just uncooperative people, and they're not too happy that you're out there with a camera. So there's a video that you guys play in the background. It's a young lady. She's just basically out there, just reporting on their job. And, the cops, giving her some harassment there. So I do respect the young lady for going out there and doing her job. And I understand, the cops, they want to be safe. They want a safe barrier and all this stuff. But I mean, how many videos have you seen if the reporter or the camera or whatever wasn't right there to get it, you never would have got the full story. So while there is a way I think that reporters and police can coexist peacefully, I definitely do think that each side should at least have some space to do what they need to do in that situation.
My fellow InfoWarriors, I am very excited to be able to announce to you the introduction at InfoWarsLife.com of a new way to save time and money when you stock up on InfoWars Life formulations like Survival Shield X2 and Super Male Vitality. Just go to InfoWarsLife.com today, select your favorite product, click on Auto Ship before adding to cart, and choose how often you want us to send you another order. Every time you choose Auto Ship at InfoWarsLife.com, you get 10% off, and you won't have to worry about running out and having to reorder next time. And of course, you can cancel with one click anytime. As you know, I'm all about the idea of a 360 win, and the new auto ship feature at InfoWarsLife.com is a sure win for everybody. A win for liberty, a win for health, and a win when it comes to big savings. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today and save 10% on your next InfoWars Life order by selecting auto ship at checkout. That's InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.